Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be playing a solo game of Terraforming Mars using the MarsBot Automa. In this video, I will be demonstrating how to use a MarsBot corporation, and so MarsBot will be playing as Helion. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I'm all set up to play a game of Terraforming Mars against the MarsBot. Now, the last video that I did like this, I got some good comments from folks. One of the things you wanted to see was you wanted the MarsBot to have a corporation, so I'm going to do that today, and I'll talk a little bit about corporations and MarsBot in just a minute. And I also heard that you liked seeing one of the new maps, so I am playing on Utopia Planitia today. This is another one of the new maps that came with the Prelude 2 expansion, or at the same time as the Prelude 2 expansion, I should say. So I'll kind of go through some of the differences on this one as well. And then I am again playing with the extended start variant introduced in Prelude 2. I really like it, where I get to choose from 3 corporations and I get to choose from 6 Prelude cards instead of 4. You still only get 1 corporation and 2 Prelude cards, but you've got more options. I think at this point I've just got so many corporations and Prelude cards, it makes sense to just have more to choose from. So first, let's, well, don't forget that I've got chapter markers, so if you want to jump to somewhere specific, you can. But first, I'm going to go over the new milestones and awards on this map and then how they apply to the Automa. And then I'll talk about Helion, and because that's the one I selected, and some of the other corporations that the MarsBot can play as. I'll talk about how I set up for Helion and how this relates to other corporations. And after that, then I'll take a look at my Prelude cards, corporation, and starting project cards. And then I'll get to the game. So that's sort of the order of events here. One thing you will not see is the colonies expansion this time. I think that's probably clear. I frequently play with the colonies expansion, but if that's something you want to see, let me know and I can show you how that works with the MarsBot in another video. So let's take a look at these milestones first. I'll just go through them one at a time. And first I'll tell you what the new milestone is and then how it applies to the MarsBot. So the first one is manager. For me and for people, that means having 3 special tiles in play. For the MarsBot, in order to get manager, they need to have 3 or more MarsBot bonus cards destroyed. So remember, these special bonus cards can either be discarded or can be permanently destroyed. So once they get 3 destroyed, they're eligible for manager. The second one is pioneer, and that is 3 colonies in play. And that is unchanged for the MarsBot, but I'm not playing with colonies. I'm just going to not use this one this time. There's going to be a maximum of, 3 milestones selected anyway. So, in theory, I could replace it using the Milestones and Awards expansion with the little modular pieces, but I'm just going to not use that one at all. And in fact, I'll cover it up. So we'll just put that tile there. The next one is trader. So for me, that means 3 different types of resources on cards. So, if you have microbes on 2 different cards, that's only 1 type of resource. So 3 different types. Now for MarsBot, they need to be at least space 2 or higher on all 3 of the following tracks: the Power and Jovian track, the Earth and City track, and the Venus track. Now, I'm not playing with Venus, so that one's not really available either. So I'm also going to cover that one up. For now, we're not going to use it. Don't worry, the other 2 will be available. And, obviously I could just put different tiles here, but I'm just looking for a little bit less to track. It's kind of late. I'm having a late start to this recording in the evening, so I'm not looking for more to track. So as long as there's 3, I'm fine with it. And that's how it's going to be. So this next one is metallurgist, and that one is 6 steel production and titanium production combined. So just 6 production between steel and titanium. For the MarsBot, that is the building track and space track have a combined value of 7 or higher. And lastly is researcher. So for me, that just means have 4 science tags. For the MarsBot, the science track needs to be space 4 or higher. So now let's take a look at the 5 awards on this board. The first is Suburban, and that is for having most tiles along the border of the map, and that is unchanged for the MarsBot. So that's kind of an interesting one. The next one here is Investor. That is most Earth tags. For MarsBot, that's going to be the Earth track space, just whatever space they're on, that is their score for that. The third is Botanist, and that is highest plant production. For MarsBot, that's going to be their plant track space -2. The next one is Incorporator, so it's like a blue and a green with a little 10 mega credit symbol on it, and that is most cards played with a cost of 10 mega credits or less, and that's specifically the blue and green cards, not the red event cards. For the MarsBot, it's the same, but MarsBot does include events in this count. So we're going to have to keep a separate discard pile for the MarsBot so we can take a look at that one at the end. And this last award here is Metropolis. This is most city tiles, and that is the same for MarsBot. And next, let's talk about Helion a little bit, and also these bonus cards. So remember, by default, you start with bonus cards 1 through 8, and then you make changes based off of whatever else you want to do. So we're playing on this map, Utopia Planitia. So you take out card number 8 and replace it with the corporate competition card for specific to this map. That was all I had to do in this case. Some corporations will also add bonus cards to this deck, so we don't have to worry about that in this case, but just know that when you play with corporations, that is something that can happen. Some of them do have bonus cards. So before I talk about the specifics of Helion, there's really two categories of corporation cards that the MarsBot can play as. So I've got them separated into two piles here. The pile on the left is a little bit bigger. This is Helion comes from this pile. The smaller pile, which is still significant, it's just smaller than the other one. This one has, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, 20 corporations in this stack. These all have this brown box here that say draft priority. So if I flip through, you'll see these all have that brown box, and they've got like either text in there or tags, different types of tags, whereas this stack, which I'm not going to count, but is a little bit taller than the other one, they do not have that brown box in this corner here. So really the difference is this stack with the draft priority box, these you have to use the draft variant when you play. So each round, when you grab your 4 project cards, you also deal 4 project cards to the Automa, and then you pick one from your hand. The Automa picks one following the draft priority rules, and then you swap hands, you pick one, and the MarsBot picks one, and you go back and forth and do that. So, it works the same way as the draft variant with people, but you're just doing it with the Automa, and, you're seeing all the cards because you're having to do the drafting for the Automa just following these rules. So I think that's fine, but I'm not personally really into it. I think especially playing solo, like it adds a fair amount of overhead every round that I don't think is really adding anything of enjoyment from my perspective. It's something you may really enjoy. So if you do, that's totally fine. But for me, I didn't think it's really worth the extra effort to do all that drafting every round. So if this is something you're really interested in seeing, let me know in the comments on this video and I can go ahead and play one of those. That's fine. But for now, I'm picking one that does not have drafting because I just didn't feel like it'd be that fun to deal with. But I'd be willing to give it a shot if that's something that a lot of people want to see. So just let me know in the comments. And especially, mention it if you're looking to see a specific corporation, because there's got to be somewhere around 50 corporations there. So if there's something you want to see, just let me know and I'll do my best to accommodate that. No guarantees that I'll play with the sound strategy and win though. So let's look at Helion. So Helion plays pretty similar to, it means to replicate the way a human would play with Helion. And so let me tell you about how they do that. So you've got all your clear cubes at the beginning of each of these tracks as normal, but then we've got these black and white cubes all over it. So this card is, it has directions on exactly where to place all the cubes. The white cubes are covering the 6 leftmost temperature bumps, mostly, with the exception of this one, it looks like. But it's covering a lot of the temperature bump spaces. And then the effect says, when MarsBot advances onto a white cube, instead of raising the temperature, MarsBot draws and resolves a card from the project deck. So across its various tracks, it's actually raising temperature less than normal, which doesn't seem very Helion-like. But then we've got all these black cubes here on the Earth and Cities track. And so, as you might have guessed, the effect says when MarsBot advances onto a black cube, MarsBot raises the temperature 1 step. So basically, MarsBot is going to be getting a lot of extra project cards, and as it moves this track up, it's really going to push temperature extra. So that is it for Helion. No other special ongoing stuff we've got to worry about. The white and black cubes are pretty nice because you're going to know it when you get to one of those spaces. So it's not something you really have to work too hard to remember. If you forget, you just, when you get to one of those cube spaces, check the card and see what you're supposed to do. And so we've got MarsBot's shuffled bonus cards there. Maybe I'll move them down here. So here's the bonus cards, and we need 3 project cards. So we'll start from here. And then we need an additional 3 because we're playing with Prelude. So MarsBot does not get Prelude cards, but they start with 3 additional project cards in the first round. We're going to take a bonus card, add it in here, shuffle these up, and this will be the MarsBot's hand for the first generation. And all right, let's shuffle. You know what? Maybe I'll put these up here. I think that's where they started. And I'll keep this deck over here. So let's get started with me. I would like to look at all of these cards and see what my options are. So let's start with the corporations. I'm just going to start putting these out on the map. So we've got Philaries, Recyclon, and Paladin Shipping. So Paladin Shipping is pretty interesting. I have not played this one. You start with 36 mega credits and 5 titanium, and every time you play a space event, you get a titanium, and then you can spend, as an action, you can spend 2 titanium to raise the temperature. So that would be sort of a space way to compete a little bit head-to-head with Helion. So next we'll look at Recyclon. This one's been out a little while, I think. But you start with 38 mega credits and 1 steel production, and every time you play a building tag, including this one, you gain a microbe to this card, or you could remove 2 microbes from that card and raise the plant production by 1 step. So these are both lower starting mega credits than I necessarily love. This one's got a bunch of titanium, which makes up for it. The 1 steel production's not awesome there, but the idea is you're kind of transitioning from steel to plants in the second half of the game. So that makes some sense. And then if you get, microbes, you can, I assume, add microbes to that card as well if you've got the ability to add microbes to cards. And then this last one here starts with a building tag as well. This is Philaries. Start with 47 mega credits, and as your first action, place a greenery and raise the temperature 1 step. And the effect is pretty interesting. It's each new adjacency between your tile and an opponent's tile gives you a standard resource of your choice, regardless of who just placed a tile. So pretty interesting stuff there. Let's look at the 6 Prelude cards to help make the decision here. So we've got, some of these may be new. We've got Metal-Rich Asteroids, Research Network, Suitable Infrastructure, Polar Industries, Business Empire, and Huge Asteroid. So let's recap these real quick in reverse order. Huge Asteroid, raise the temperature 3 steps and lose 5 mega credits. Business Empire, raise your mega credit production 6 steps and lose 6 mega credits. Polar Industries, place an ocean and raise your heat production 2 steps. Suitable Infrastructure is gain 5 steel, and then the effect is once per action, if you raise any of your production, you gain 2 mega credits. That's pretty interesting. Research Network is draw 3 project cards and raise your mega credit production 1 step, and then it's got a wild tag, which is nice. And finally, Metal-Rich Asteroid is raise the temperature 1 step, gain 4 titanium and 4 steel. Either the titanium or the steel could be nice with either Paladin Shipping or Recyclon. I've got some interest in all of these, at least in some way. So now let's look at the 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, starting project cards. And I'm just going to lay these out. I don't know if I'll talk through all of them, but I'll make a decision here. Why'd I lay them out like this? I don't know. We'll put them this way. Okay. So I like a certain strategy here. I like the idea of taking Paladin Shipping. There's some really cool stuff I feel like I could do, but the one thing that scares me is there's no titanium production here, and I think that would really slow me down if I'm not able to get it. I'm not seeing a real interesting case to be made for Recyclon. There's 1 microbe card here, but it only allows you to add microbes to this card. It doesn't seem that great. Of the building, there's only 2 building tags here, and I'm not really interested in strip mine. Very expensive, and the effect is not really something I'm looking for. So I think I'm going to go with Philaries, which I don't think I have played before. So I'm going to take this corporation, and then I'm going to go hard on money and earth tags for this award, and I might be aiming for science tags here too. So I think what I'm going to do is take Philaries. So let's get these 2 out of here. Thanks for playing. And I'm going to keep Business Empire and Research Network. And that Research Network lets me draw 3 cards, and I'm hopeful that I'll get something good out of those 3 cards. And I feel like my problem with project cards is I always buy too many, because generally I just love what they do and I want to do all of them. But I said I'm gonna go for Earth tags and science tags while I can, and I'm gonna push my mega credit production super hard at the beginning. So let's get rid of strip mine, robot pollinators, diversity of support, algae, whatever that one was, caretaker contract, and nitrite reducing bacteria. Sure, so those are all discarded. So I'm keeping these for immigration shuttles, development center, satellites, and acquired company. So I've got mega credit production everywhere. So let's start with my corporation. I need to have 47 mega credits at the start. And then I bought 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, so I need to spend 12. So I'm down to 35 mega credits. Let's put this here. Put these into play in a moment. So for Philaries, as my first action, I guess it's not time for my first action yet. So I guess I'll play my prelude cards. We'll start with Business Empire. I need to spend 6 mega credits. So I'll get rid of a 10, get back 1, 2, 3, 4, and raise my mega credit production 6 steps. So I go from 0 to 6. That feels nice, and I've got 1 Earth tag out now. And then Research Network, raise my mega credit production 1 step to 7, and draw 3 project cards. And now I've got a wild tag out there, which is beneficial as well. Let's take a look at these 3 project cards. I have got Security Fleet. That's a funny one that I really never play. But you can spend 1 titanium to add a fighter resource to this card, and each one is worth a victory point at the end of the game. Probably won't play that. It's 12 mega credits. That's kind of a lot. Nuclear Zone. Oh, that's a special tile, so that could be good for manager. So I can do Nuclear Zone. It's going to cost me 2 mega credits, but it is going to raise the temperature 2 steps, and it's an Earth tag. I think that's a great one to get. And Magnetic Field Dome. I thought this one had a special tile too. Am I misremembering? Decrease your energy production 2 steps and increase your plant production 1 step. Raise your terraform rating 1 step. Let me think about that. Oh, this is Magnetic Field Dome. I'm thinking of Magnetic Field Generators, because that would have been great if that was another special tile, but it's not. I don't really see myself having that energy that I can spend, because I didn't talk about these cards. I got Development Center, which is spend 1 energy to draw a card. I think that card draw could be really nice, but it's going to require that I get at least 1 energy production somewhere. So I don't really want to decrease energy. So of these 3 cards, I keep them all, but I'll probably sell Security Fleet and Magnetic Field Dome and keep and play Nuclear Zone. So I'll just put these down here, and I'll probably have to shift my hand lower at least at some point. Let's maybe slide some of these over this way. But now the first generation can really start, and I can take my first 2 actions as the first player. So as my first action with my corporation, I will place a greenery and raise the oxygen 1 step. And so I'm going to place that greenery here. I like that 2 titanium bonus right away. I can make use of it. So let's grab 2 titanium and raise the oxygen 1 step, which raises my terraform rating 1 step. So that's a pretty nice start, I think. And I've got 1 more action I can take. And I think for my second action, I'm going to spend a bunch of money on this expensive card before I lose my nerve. So this is Immigration Shuttles. It's got an Earth tag and a Space tag, so I can use titanium. So it costs 31, and this is 6. So I need another 25. So I've got 20 here and 5. So that leaves me with 4 mega credits left. And this will increase my mega credit production 5 steps. So I'm at 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I get 1 victory point for every third city in play at the end of the game. So this is pretty nice because playing with the MarsBot as opposed to the standard solo where it's kind of beat your own score, there's going to be a lot more ground game. The MarsBot places more cities, so I've got a good chance of scoring from this one. So I'll just put this one up here. This was played, and now I've taken 2 actions, so MarsBot gets to go. And MarsBot is going to take a ton of actions this first generation, so I will be despairing by the end of this round. Oh, and we're starting immediately with the bonus card. All right, so we're placing the special local neural instance tile. Let's move this over here so I can read it and figure out where in the world this is going to go with such an open map. So it goes on the board adjacent to no tiles. Do not place it on an edge space, nor on or adjacent to any reserve spaces, and that includes ocean spaces. So let's see what the tiebreakers for all placement are for this particular map, because it does change from map to map. So first, adjacent to most oceans, but based off what this card says, it cannot be adjacent to an ocean, so that tiebreaker is not going to work. Then on a space with the most bonus icons, but edge spaces count as if they had 1 additional. So for that suburban award, that's why it says that, trying to get the MarsBot to place on the outer edges. But again, local neural instance says do not place it on an edge space, so we're going to ignore that. And then the final tiebreaker is we just draw a card. So with all of that in mind, there's only 1 place on the map that this can be placed, and that's right here. This tile has 3 icons on it, so that's the most bonus icons. This one also has 3, but this one is both adjacent to a tile and adjacent to reserve spaces. And there are no others that have 3 icons. Obviously, this one is an ocean space, so that doesn't qualify. So yeah, I guess we're going to go here. And MarsBot gets 3 resources, and maybe we'll do this just so I don't mix resources accidentally. MarsBots are way over here. So 3 resources for the 3 icons. And let's go ahead and mark that tile like this. And so now I've got a goal. Any of these 6 spaces at the end of the game that are not controlled by me is a point for MarsBot. So it doesn't matter if MarsBot controls it or if it's empty. So I've really got to try and start placing tiles around that, because if MarsBot starts placing greeneries, they've got no option except to start to surround it. So I don't want that to happen. But now that that's done, I destroy this card. That is 1 destroyed bonus card. Maybe I'll put that down here for MarsBot. And remember, MarsBot needs destroyed cards for this manager bonus, whereas I need special tiles. And so it goes back to me. For my next action, I'm just going to sell these 2 cards. I don't want them. I get 2 mega credits for that, so I'm up to 6 mega credits. Let's just do this. Get rid of these 3 and grab a 5er. And I can't afford to do anything with 6 mega credits, which is too bad, because I'd sure like to. So I'm going to pass after that 1 action and let the MarsBot go. So we're going to flip this over. We know these are all project cards. Now there's... Oh, they should have been. Oh, what did I do? Did I grab the whole bonus deck? Oh, no. I'm playing with the wrong deck. Well, we've already done local neural instance. Here's this bonus card. This is just the bonus deck. Whoopsie daisy. Let's mix these up. All right, so this is the bonus deck. Boy, I messed that up, huh? Let me put that back here. These are the project cards. Yes, these are project cards. Mix these up. Goodness gracious. I moved around where I was in the habit of keeping things, and it really messed me up. Okay, we're drawn from here. Project card. All right, we've got a science tag, so we're going to go up on the science track, and then that says to advance again. So now it's back to me, but sadly I do not have enough resources to do anything. So I need to officially pass for the rest of the turn and let MarsBot burn through these next 5 project cards. So let's do that. We've got mining area. That's 1 building tag that goes up. It's a blank space. Now we've got optimal arrow braking. That's a space tag. So we're going to go up there. That's a blank space. Now we have giant ice asteroid. That's too bad. I would have liked to get that one. So that has got a space tag, which again is a blank, and then an event tag, which is a advance again onto a blank. Now we have Media group, oh, that would have been nice too. That's an Earth tag. So we're going to go up on the Earth track, and that says to place a city. Okay. And so the MarsBot would like to be adjacent to as much existing greenery as possible. So one of these three spaces. So then we're going to look at ocean adjacency, and there are no oceans out yet. So then we'll look at bonus icons, treating all outside edges as having one additional icon. So it's 1, 2, and 3. So this is still going to be where that city goes. So this goes right here. That's 3 more resources for MarsBot, so they're up to 6 resources. And we've got to mark that city. But that is now an adjacency between my space and the MarsBot space. So I get 1 standard resource of my choice, and I think I will take a titanium. And now MarsBot goes again, because I've already passed. 1 more card. This is carbonate processing, and that is a building tag, which means MarsBot places an ocean. So first it would like an ocean adjacent to the most oceans, but there are none yet. So then it's just going to be the space, the ocean space with the most icons, again, giving +1 to outer spaces. So it's definitely going to be here. So there's 3 actual icons there. So MarsBot gets 3 resources. Those are some nice placements this round for MarsBot. And this terraform track goes up once. And that is it. Now MarsBot passes. So because of this, again, this Incorporator award, rather than just discard these, I need to figure out how many are green and blue cards with a cost of 10 or less. So that's going to be a lot of them. That's 5 cards. That is a fair amount. I don't think I'm going to win that award. So we'll put that as a separate stack up here. This one was more expensive. I don't think we need to track it, but we'll just keep it in a separate pile a little further away. So now let's do production. Everything's at 0 except for mega credits. That is at 12, plus I'm at 21, so that's going to be 33 mega credits, which is pretty nice at this stage in the game. I think that's going to give me some freedom. So if I had energy, I would turn it into heat. If I had any markers on any of my cards, I would get them back. And we're going to pass the first player token over to MarsBot over here. And let's get MarsBot's deck ready. Well, I guess let's draw my cards first so I can think about them while I'm preparing MarsBot's deck. So I get Ganymede Colony, Cloud Seeding, Virus, and Deep Well Heating. And now we're going to grab 3 more project cards. 1, 2, 3. Top 3 for MarsBot, plus a bonus card. Mix them up. Ganymede Colony. I like the tags. I don't know if I'm going for a Jovian game, though. Yeah, actually, I don't know if those tags are super helpful. I want science tags and earth tags, and I don't see any of those. Cloud seeding I can afford, but I don't know that I want to do that, and it's a little early. Deep well heating would be good. That could get me my 1 energy production that I need. Virus, I don't really care about. Remove up to 2 animals or 5 plants from any player. I guess the 5 plants would be good, and that's a pretty cheap card. All right, these are shuffled, I believe. Oh, and let's not forget to advance the generation marker here to 2. All right, I am going to buy Virus and Deep Well Heating. So these 2 get discarded. I need to spend 6 mega credits. 5, 6. So these go into my hand. And MarsBot goes first. So let's draw that card. And we have Predators. So that's an animal tag. That's going to be this bottom track here. That is a blank space, and now it goes to me. And let's do this. I'm going to start with Nuclear Zone. So that costs 10 mega credits. And I raise the temperature 2 steps. 1, 2. So my terraform rating goes up to 23. And now I place the special tile. So let's find that. Okay, so this could help with the manager milestone, although I think I'm going to get beat to that by the MarsBot. Easier to destroy cards than to place these, but I'm going to place this right here. This is what I think of your city, MarsBot, so 1 less greenery to be adjacent to that city, and I'm sure if they got the chance later, they would want to place a greenery there, both to be adjacent to this so that I don't control it, to get another point for their city, and if there's oceans here, to get some mega credits that way. So I just want to block all that. So there's my nuke right next to your city. And I will put this right here. That's been played. So that will cost me 2 victory points at the end, but it just raised the temperature 2 steps, which raises my terraform rating 2 steps, and it's only generation 2. So for the rest of the game, not only is that kind of a wash points-wise, but I'm going to get 2 mega credits per generation for the rest of the game. So I think that made a lot of sense. And then for my next card, I'm going to spend 10, 11, 12, 13 on this one here, Deep Well Heating. So I raise my energy production 1 step, and I raised the temperature 1 step. And let me just pause this for a second. I haven't raised the temperature. I just forgot I placed one of my tiles adjacent to an opponent's tiles, so that triggers this effect here. And let me read this again just to be real clear on it. Each new adjacency between your tile and an opponent's tile gives you a standard resource of your choice. So I would argue that that's 1 adjacency, 2 adjacencies. So I think I get 2 standard resources. Let me know in the comments if that's not right, but that seems right to me. And just to make myself feel better, I did a quick check online, and I think I'm playing it right. You treat these adjacencies the same way you would treat adjacencies to oceans. Like if these are both oceans, I would get 4 mega credits, no question. So this counts as 2 adjacencies. So I get 2 standard resources, and I can pick any 2 resources I want. And I, of course, can pick the same one twice, too. And I'm going to grab 2 more titanium. That's nice. Okay, so I was halfway through this card. I already got my energy production, but I've not raised the temperature yet. So raise this up. That gets my terraform rating up again. And then that also gets me 1 heat production. So I got that bonus. So I will place that here. Or I guess here. I'm trying not to, maybe I'll move it a little bit. I'm trying not to cover up these victory point ones just so I remember what the heck is going on. Maybe I can do these like from the, well, no, I want to see the tags too. Yep, I guess I'll do this. Don't mind me. Oh, there we go. I got a lot more space that way. Okay, I played 2 cards. I played Nuclear Zone and Deep Well Heating. So now it's back to MarsBot. Let's flip this next card over. And we have Heather. So that is just 1 plant tag. And that is a blank space. Back to me. And I think I'm going to play Acquired Company. So that costs 10 mega credits. So I'm out of mega credits, but it gets me another Earth tag, which is nice for this award. I should maybe fund that at some point. And increase your mega credit production 3 steps. So I go from 12 to 15. So I'm really trying to push the money route. I'm just going to buy my way into victory, I hope. And I've taken 1 action. I'm going to go ahead and let MarsBot go again. And we have Artificial Photosynthesis. That is a science tag. So we go up 1 on that track. That is a blank space. Back to me. And I don't have any actions that I'm going to take. So I'm going to pass for the rest of the generation. MarsBot goes again. This is the bonus card because we haven't seen it yet. We have Invasive Species. You must lose 1 animal or 1 microbe. Highest scoring if you have multiple. I have neither, so we'll keep going. If you are playing with Venus Next or Colonies, MarsBot gains 2 mega credits and 1 floater. Otherwise, it gains 5 mega credits. So we'll just give it a 10, take a 5 back. Okay, and this card does not get destroyed, so this could go back, and there's a special discard pile for these too. Gosh. All right, we'll put that here. The destroyed cards I'm going to throw way up here so I don't get confused. Those are gone. So far, that's just the local neural instance. So the MarsBot has no more actions it can take. MarsBot passes 2, so let's go into production. I get 15 mega credits plus my terraform rating is 24, so another 24. That is very nice. I get, not that, I get 1 energy and 1 heat. And then I don't need to reset any cards. So let's discard MarsBot's cards. Look for anything 10 or less. This is 12, 6, and 14. So 1 more card. That's the low-cost pile. These are the more than 10 pile. So let's pass the first player token back to me. Move the generation marker to 3. Let's deal myself 4 project cards that I can look at while shuffling MarsBot's cards. I've got Toll Station, Tardigrades, Great Escarpment Consortium, and Noctis Farming. 1, 2, 3 for MarsBot, plus a bonus card. And we'll shuffle these. Toll station. So that gives me mega credit production based off of the MarsBot's science tags, and probably instead of tags, we're just going to look at the science track. So I can get a couple more mega credit production that way. Noctis farming I could still do. That would get me 1 mega credit production and 2 plants. Great Escarpment Consortium. I don't have any steel production to be able to play it. Tardigrades is not that interesting to me. For 7 mega credits at this point in the game, like I might get 2 points out of it. Certainly not 3. So I don't think that's a good investment. So I'm definitely discarding these 2. And just doing some math and estimating. I think this one I would, just based on the MarsBot's track being on space 2 right now for science tags, this would give me probably 2 mega credit production, but it's going to cost me 15 mega credits. Like, depending on how many rounds the game goes, this might lose or gain me like 1 mega credit over the course of the game. So that's probably not a good investment. This one, I'll probably lose like 5 or 6 mega credits in total over the course of the game. But for that, I gain 2 plants and 1 victory point, and that might be worth it to me. I don't really know what the conversion rate is from mega credits to plants, but even 2 to 1, slightly less than 2 to 1 with the victory point, like that seems okay. So I'm going to discard this. I'll keep this. That costs me 3. But I've got to, I guess, play it this turn for that math to make any sense. And this one does have a timer on it. It's got to be 20 degrees or colder, and we are at 24 degrees now. So a couple temperature bumps, and I won't be able to play it anymore. So I think I'll start with Development Center, though. That costs 11 mega credits. So 10, 11. And now I have an action. I can spend an energy to gain a card. So I will probably do that on my next turn. But that did get me a science tag, which is good, and I've got this wild down here, so that's 2 science tags towards this milestone. And now I'll play Noctis Farming before I lose my nerve or lose a chance. So that costs 10 mega credits. My mega credit production goes up 1 to 16. I gain 2 plants, which I've been having a hard time coming by, and 1 victory point on this card as well, so that's good to have. So that was 2 actions. Let's let the MarsBot take a turn. Solar power. So we're going to go up the power track and then the building track. Power first, and that has an arrow to go up again, and that has a floater. We are not playing with floaters, so we're just going to ignore that. And then we go up the power track, and that is the building track, I'm sorry, that is a blank space. So back to me. I will spend this 1 energy to gain a card. Card draw is always a good thing to have, right? And that's basically free. Supercapacitors. Effect. Converting energy to heat during production is optional for each energy resource, and increase mega credit production 1 step. This only costs 4 mega credits. That's pretty funny. I think that's a good card. And you know what? For my second action, I'm going to play it right now. So let's spend 5. I get 1 back and change. So now I've got supercapacitors, and I gain 1 mega credit production. So that goes up to 17. That was a pretty good deal. So I've got 2 cards left in my hand. I took 2 actions now, so back to MarsBot. Let's draw the next card. And, we have a wild tag. So when MarsBot gets a wild tag, you just resolve the least advanced track and then the topmost if tied. So I was really glad this was the least advanced track, but this is the only one that's at level 1, is this Earth City track. So I'm going to advance that, and there's a black cube there. So I am going to... MarsBot is going to raise the temperature 1 step because they're Helion, and that's what Helion does. There you go. And let me just check these cards real quick. Yeah, I think I just bumped something at some point because I'm showing 1 steel here, and I don't know where in the world I would have gotten a steel. I don't think I have one of those. So that must have been a mega credit, right? Because there was that was titanium, unless there was a steel here. No. Yeah, I did not acquire steel at any point in this game. When I'm editing this, if I find that I did acquire steel somewhere, I'll make a note on the screen, but I don't think that's the case. I think this is 1 mega credit. But anyway, it's back to me. I can do something, and I think I might as well go ahead and play satellites. I don't see that really improving that much by waiting another generation. So that costs 10 mega credits, but I've got 9 titanium, so we'll spend 1 mega credit there. And now I gain 1 mega credit production for every space tag that I've played. And that includes this one. So I've got one here. I've got one up on immigration shuttles way up there. And then I've got a wild tag here. So that counts as 3. So I'm going up 3 more steps. 18, 19, 20. Well, I guess I could put this on the 0. 20 mega credit production. I like that. So that goes right there. And I'm not going to take a second action right now. Let's draw another card for MarsBot. And we have Dusk Laser Mining, and that is going to be a space track, so that goes up, and that is a temperature bump. So this goes up, and then MarsBot gets that bonus, which is sad. So first, raise the terraform rating for raising the temperature, and MarsBot's bonus here is just 2 mega credits. So I'll take 1 back, or I'll take 3, give them a 5. There we go. So MarsBot is at 16 mega credits or resources. And that's fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and play Virus now. So that costs 1 mega credit. So I've got to make change. I've got 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that just allows me to remove either 2 animals or 5 plants from any opponent. So I'm just going to remove these 5 resources from MarsBot. That's great for me. And now I'll send it back to MarsBot. I think this is the bonus card. Yes, it is. And this is the one unique to this map. So let's see what this says. This is corporate competition for Utopia Planitia. If MarsBot has at least 5 mega credits, which it does, it has 11, resolve the closest funded awards action, leftmost if tied. So which one is closest? So we got to evaluate these one at a time. So Suburban, we each have a tile, or no, that's not MarsBot's tile. I'm winning this one. So I'm winning this by 1. Let me use mega credits by 1. The Earth tags, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, plus a wild. I have 5, and MarsBot on the Earth track is here. That is 3, so I'm winning that one by 2. Botanist is going to be plant production. For me, I have 0, and it's plant track minus 2 for MarsBot. And MarsBot is on the 2 spacelet 0, so we're tied on that one. That one's 0. Incorporator, I've got to count these up now. How many cards do I have that are 10 or less? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many does MarsBot have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're winning even without counting these cards. But 6, 7, 8, 8. So MarsBot's ahead by 8. I'm not going to bother putting cubes there. And Metropolis is most cities. MarsBot is winning 1-0 right now, so they're ahead on that one. So again, we want to look at the closest funded award, but none of these are funded. All right, so anyway, normally we would look at whichever one I'm leading in by the smallest margins. That would be Suburban, so we'd resolve that. But none of these are funded, so that was sort of a futile exercise. So it's not going to do any of those. So the card says otherwise, it draws and resolves another bonus card. So we're just going to put this one in the discard pile. That one can come back. We're just going to draw the next bonus card, and we're going to do Meteor Shower. So I must lose 5 plants. So I've only got 2, so I lose 2 plants. If you lost at least 3 plants, or if an effect blocked you losing any plants, destroy this card. So neither of those happened, so this is just going to go into the discard pile. So I took 5 resources from MarsBot, and they took 3 plants back away from me. So MarsBot passes, I pass, I've got nothing else I'm going to do. So let's put these 8 and 4. These are cheaper. This one's 11. So we're keeping track of that for the award. If MarsBot funds an award, it's definitely going to be that one. So now let's do production. I gain 20 mega credits from here, plus another 24 from my Terraform rating. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why don't I just take 1 here and then do 5? All right, so I've got 53 mega credits right now. That's incredible. And then no energy to turn into heat. And then I gain 1 energy and 1 heat. I can take this marker off of this card. I'll pass the first player token over to MarsBot. And now the generation marker goes up to 4. Let's deal myself 4 new project cards that I can look at while I shuffle the MarsBot deck. So I get 1, 2, research decomposers, mining rights, and solar logistics. And then 3 more for MarsBot. and those will get mixed with the next bonus card. Research has 2 science tags. If I grab that, then I can get the researcher milestone. So that is very tempting. Decomposers is just doing microbe, plant, animal stuff. You gain microbes there, get some victory points. That one's not very enticing. I can't even play it yet due to the oxygen. Mining rights could be good because I can get a titanium or steel production and then also potentially get a placement bonus on the outside edge somewhere. And then solar logistics is pretty nice too. I could pay 2 less for earth tags, which would go really well with this investor card. And then every time the Automa plays a space event card, which works as normal. You flip over a card. If it's a space event, that counts. I get to draw a card. And I also get a VP for that and 2 titanium. So I think I want 3 of those. It's going to be a big one. A big turn, but I've got the money for it. I've definitely built that up. So it's going to cost me 9 mega credits. Now I get all these. I had no cards in my hand, so I guess that's okay too. And MarsBot goes first. So let's draw. And we've got the bonus card right away. This one is Lobbyists. So we just start at the top. If the temperature global parameter is 1 to 2 steps away from a bonus step or completion, MarsBot raises the temperature 2 steps and destroys the card. Does not apply if the oxygen is 1 to 2 steps away from a bonus or completion. Nope. If there is a space reserved for oceans adjacent to 2 oceans. Nope. Part D, MarsBot raises oxygen 1 step and places an ocean. MarsBot raises oxygen 1 step, places an ocean, or raises temperature 1 step, whichever is furthest from being completed. And furthest from completed is, number of times it needs to be done. It's not like a percentage thing. So we need 8 more oceans, 13 more steps on oxygen, and 14 more steps on temperature. So it's going to be raise the temperature 1 step. So that goes up to -18, and then this goes up as well. And this just gets discarded then. We don't get to destroy the card. So that'll be back. And I think I am going to play Research. And that's 11 mega credits. So I get 1 victory point, and this counts as playing 2 science cards, because it's got 2 science tags. Draw 2 cards. And then we'll put that there. So let's draw 2 cards. That's nice. Viral Enhancers and Invention Contest. Invention Contest is look at the top 3 cards from the deck, take 1 of them into hand, and discard the other 2. Okay. I don't know that I'll do anything with Viral Enhancers. What is that one? So when you play a plant, microbe, or animal tag, including this, gain 1 plant or add 1 microbe or resource, to that card. It's got the science tag, but I don't really need more science tags at this point, so I'll probably sell that one. Invention Contest is nice, though, so I've got a few card draw potential here. So that's my first action, was to play Research. And I think my second action is going to be a milestone, because I have 4 science tags now, 2 there, a 3rd here, and then this wild. So that's going to cost me 8 mega credits for the milestone. And I got Researcher. That one's done, so I don't have to worry about that one being scooped up from under me. And that was 2 actions, so now we go to MarsBot. And we have Land Claim. That is an event card. So we advance the event track, and MarsBot is going to place an ocean. And when MarsBot places an ocean, it wants to be adjacent to the most oceans possible. So it's going to go right here. There are 2 bonus icons there. So that's going to be 2 resources for MarsBot. And then place this here. And then 2 mega credits for 2 more resources for the adjacency. So now we make this 3 into a 5. And advance Terraform rating up to 25. And even though this is an event, the cost is 1. MarsBot counts the events too, so it's going to go in that pile towards Incorporator. I am not going to win that one. And so I think I am going to play Mining Rights. So that is a cost of 9. So I'll spend 10, get 1 back. And now I can place my second special tile, so I'm getting closer to Manager as well. So let's get that special tile. And so I've got to place the tile on an area with a steel or titanium placement bonus and then increase that production one step. And there is one here on the outside with titanium. I'd rather have titanium than steel. So I'm going to place that here. So I get, for placing it there, one titanium and one plant. And then I gain, because of this card, one titanium production. And now that's another tile along the outside for Suburban, and then that's my second special tile for Manager. So working on a couple things that I probably would not normally work on if I were playing the regular solo game without milestones and awards. So this goes here, and I guess this one also costs 9, so it's one for Incorporator, but I don't think I have any shot of that award. And we'll go ahead and slide these down. And I think I'm going to take another action to play Invention Contest. So that costs 2. There's 5. Take 3 back. And look at the top 3 cards from the deck. Take 1 into hand and discard the other 2. So I've got Grass, GHG Factories, and Tectonic Stress Power. And I don't want greenhouse gas factories because that's going to get rid of my energy production for 4 heat production. And then I'm just competing more head-to-head with Helion, and I no longer have the energy to spend on this card draw here. So I don't like that. Between these two, Tectonic Stress Power, I do have enough science tags to play it. I get a victory point and then 3 energy production. I suppose, that's just going to turn into heat. I don't really have anything else to do with that extra energy past this one. So I don't know that I really want to spend 18 mega credits to play that just for the bit of heat by way of energy and 1 victory point. So Grass is the other one. The temperature is 1 step too cold to play it. So it could be coming up soon. And then I'd get a plant production and 3 plants. And I could certainly use some plants, even though I'm not really playing a plant game. I will probably need to start playing a plant game at some point. So I guess that's the one I will take into my hand. And that was my second action, so it's back to MarsBot now. And we've got a space event. Oh, but I didn't play Solar Logistics yet. That's too bad. And this has 3 tags. Yuck. So first is an Earth tag. So this track goes up, and that's just, that symbol is 3 terraform rating. 1, 2, 3 for MarsBot. Now we've got a space tag. That goes up, and then that says go up again, and then it would build a colony, but we're not playing with colonies, so we just skip that action. And then there's an event tag, so that goes up, and now MarsBot builds a greenery. So when MarsBot builds a greenery on this map, they want to be adjacent to the most of its own cities and fewest of mine, so that won't be hard. So it can be one of those 2 spaces will be adjacent to its own city. Then it wants to be adjacent to the most ocean tiles, and that's not going to be possible. So then on a space with the most bonus icons, but edge spaces count as if they had +1. So even though both of these have no bonus icons, this is an edge space, so we're going to give it a +1. So MarsBot is going to place there. So that'll help it compete on that Suburban award. So now oxygen goes up 1 step, terraform rating goes up 1 step. And that was the 3rd tag off of that card. So it comes back to me. Man, I should have played Solar Logistics next after all. I wasn't sure. But oh well. I will spend my 1 energy to draw a card. And this is Archaeobacteria, and we're actually at the max temperature that I can play this. So I need to play this now, and then I can't play this until temperature goes up. So let's just do this right away before the MarsBot raises the temperature and locks me out of this card. So it costs 6. I've got 10 here. And let's do 1 more so I can get a 5 back as change. And now, so temperature must be -18 or colder. Increase your plant production 1 step. So now I'm at least up to 1. And that is 1 more card that'll help me compete on Incorporator. So that was 2 actions. Back to MarsBot. Flip this over. Red Ships. This is one of the new ones. And this one has no tags. So that's a failed action. So that's just 5 resources for MarsBot. So we'll turn that 5 into a 10. MarsBot's up to 20. And MarsBot passes for the generation now. It goes back to me. What do I have? 5, 6, 7, 8 mega credits. I mean, I am wondering if I'm going to switch to start playing a plant game halfway through, but that'd be reliant on the cards that I get. But I've got grass here, which I would play. I just played Archaeobacteria. Like if maybe it does make sense to have this viral enhancers. I'm not sure. I guess I can't afford it right now anyway. So I was thinking about maybe spending these 8 mega credits to fund an award before MarsBot gets to fund one of its own. But looking at the tracks, it's still a ways off from doing that, so I'm probably better off holding on to the 8 mega credits and doing something else with it later. So yeah, I'd really like to do more, but I guess that's it. So let's go to production. I get 20 mega credits here, plus another 24. Let's take 1 and give me a 5. So I'm doing okay. I didn't advance my terraform rating at all this generation. I'm not really getting very close to terraforming Mars, which I need to do pretty soon here. I need to bring the game to an end before MarsBot starts accumulating a bunch of resources. Let's produce 1 titanium and 1 plant. I have no energy to turn into heat, but I gain an energy and gain a heat. And I can take this marker off of my card. I can pass the first player token back to me. And now let's sort these discarded cards from MarsBot. A 2, a 7, and a 1. Man, 3 more cards for Incorporator. Oops, that's a 24. How many cards is this? 1, 2, is that just 2? 2, 3, 4. Man, I feel like these are sticking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think I've got anything on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I play this, it would give me an 8. Man, I don't want to compete with that, I don't think. All right, well, anyway, let's advance the generation marker to 5, and then let's take a look at 4 new cards. 1, 2, gene repair and power infrastructure. We've got birds and industrial center, and then 1, 2, 3 plus a bonus card for MarsBot. I see industrial center lets me place a special tile, so then I can get the manager milestone, so that could be nice, and it's not very expensive. In fact, 3 of these are less than 10 mega credits, so maybe I can go for Incorporator after all. But I can't play birds like for a long time. I don't think that makes sense. Decrease any plant production 2 steps would be a nice punch in the face to MarsBot towards the end of the game, though. Gene repair gives me more mega credit production and more victory points, and another science tag. I have enough science tags to play it, but I don't really have a need for more science tags at this point, and I don't know if that's where I want to be spending my money. And I can't see myself actually using power infrastructure at all, so definitely not these 2, even though they're kind of neat. I think I do want industrial center. Do I want birds? That would just be like a late game thing to do to MarsBot. Do I want to spend 3 mega credits on it now? If I can get my plant production up, it would help me compete on that botanist award. That might be nice. So yeah, I will. I'll buy these 2 for 6 mega credits. Won't be able to play birds for a very long time. And then we've got industrial center here. And I might start with that and then claim the milestone. How many destroyed cards does MarsBot have? Only 1, just the local neural instance. So I'm ahead on this manager one, but I don't know if I want to wait. Oh yeah, I definitely want to do this. So that costs 4. Spend 5, get 1 back. Actually, this is ideal. So the action is spend 7 mega credits to increase your steel production 1 step. I don't love that. If I did that this generation and then the next 4 in a row, so it cost me 35 mega credits in total, I could claim Metallurgist, but MarsBot can claim it right now. So if it hits a milestone thing, then it's already got that one accomplished. I don't know if I'll use the effect, but this bottom part is great. So place the special tile adjacent to a city. So the only place I can place it is here, which is awesome because that's next to that neural instance, and it also denies points in the form of another greenery for the MarsBot there. Plus, it'll be a couple more adjacencies for me so I can get some more resources that way. So let's grab that special tile. And for me personally, this is one of the more interesting instances of the Automa making me do something I wouldn't normally do. Like playing the normal solo mode where I'm just playing by myself, there's like almost never an instance where I would care to play this card. But this is a great really attack move on the map for me, playing against an opponent. So that's kind of neat. So I'm going to place that there adjacent to a city. That's mine. And, I've actually created 3 new adjacencies between my tile and an opponent tile. So I'm going to gain 3 resources. I'll just put this here. I don't plan on ever actually using it. And in fact, I can shore this up a little bit. Okay. So for my 3 resources, I will gain titanium. So let's turn this 2 into a 5. And I think now would be a good time to play Solar Logistics. So this is a space tag. So I'm going to spend 15 titanium, and then I just need 5 mega credits. So I'll make change here. All right, so I immediately gain 2 titanium, so I get some back. And then when I play any more Earth tags, I pay 2 mega credits less. A lot of these cards say, like, including this card, but this one doesn't, so that's why I paid the full amount. And then whenever MarsBot, or whenever another player places a space event, I draw 1 card. So I like that. Let's put it there. And let me go adjust the lighting real quick. Maybe I can reduce some of the glare on these cards. Just a second. Okay, that's only slightly pointing in my face now. So that was a card that I played, and I've still got 1 more action. Oh, no, I don't. I did Industrial Center and then Solar Logistics. That was 2 things. That's probably not a big deal. It's probably fine. Let's go ahead and check the MarsBot card now. 3 tags here on Research Outpost. They get Science and City and Building. So Science is going to have them build a city. Oh man, this is going to get wild quick. So they want this to be adjacent to the most existing greenery as possible. So they've only got 2 options, here. And tiebreaker is adjacent to the most oceans. Those are both 0. So then it's the space with the most resources. So it's going to be this one, which is maybe not the best place on this map to put a city, but whatever. It's going to go there. They get 1 resource for that. And let's mark it. Not a lot of points. That's okay. And that was the science tag. So now we advance the city tag, and they place another city. And there's only 1 option for that one. That's going to be here. So this is not great for the suburban achievement for me. So now MarsBot has 3 on the outer edge, and I only have 2. So I'm losing that one now. And now we do the building track as a 3rd tag. Luckily, that space is empty. So now it's back to me. I will spend 8 mega credits. Here's 10. I get 2 back to fund the manager milestone. So that's a few points for me. And I'm not totally sure what I want to do. So I'm going to spend my 1 energy to draw a card. Maybe that'll clear something up for me. Maybe not. So we've got small animals. So I don't have the oxygen level yet to play it, but it's a cheap card. It's got an animal tag. It allows me to add animals to it and gain some victory points. Then I can also decrease MarsBot's planet production track. So similar to birds, but I can play it sooner. So it's starting to align with viral enhancers more. Maybe I should play that. But again, I can't utilize any of the cards that would need it yet. I can't play any of the other cards that would benefit from this because of global requirements. So what do I want to do for my second action? Well, I think actually I'm going to take a standard project, spend 25 mega credits, and build a city. And I'm going to do that here. So I gain 2 energy, which is kind of an interesting bonus. And let's mark it. And my mega credit production goes up 1 step. 21, and that is going to block 1 space there next to the local neural instance, and then I can put a couple greeneries near it, which will block another couple spaces and get me some points. So I think that's probably a decent place to go, especially if I can get an ocean here first, get a couple mega credits from that. Really I would have liked to place the city here and try and surround it, and then I get a couple more ocean adjacent placements, but I think the chances that I actually fully surround it are pretty small, and this has still got 5 empty spaces. Like, it's not so bad. So that's where I'm going to put it, and I'm going to send it back to MarsBot now. So let's flip the second card. We've got Field Capped City. My goodness, another triple tag one. Okay. So first it's Power Tag. That goes up, and that gives MarsBot a 3 Terraform rating bonus. 1, 2, 3. Pulling away. And then a city tags. So that's going to be another black cube. So that means temperature goes up to -16. Another TR bump. And then a building tag. Oh man, and that one is another 2 terraform rating bump. So that really got away from me on that card. So now the temperature has reached a level where I could play grass, but I don't have the mega credits anymore. And in fact, I don't have the mega credits to play viral enhancers first either. So I'm not going to do that. And in fact, I think I'm going to pass for the generation. So I've really got to get moving on the actual terraforming at some point here. But I guess this is not the generation for it. So let's let MarsBot continue until it's done. We've got the bonus card. This is research and development. MarsBot draws and resolves a project card from the project deck. Okay, so this goes into the discard pile. Get a new project card. And this one is Psychrophiles, and it has a microbe tag, so that's going to be this track here. MarsBot places a greenery, and I think that greenery is going to go right there. Yes, because it wants to be adjacent to the most of its own cities while being adjacent to the fewest of mine. So that one will be worth a few points for it because that is a adjacent tile to the local neural instance that I won't be able to do anything about. But that's okay. It's not like the end of the world. Oh man, and I forgot some stuff. Okay, move that up, do that, fine. When I place this, I created an adjacency, and now MarsBot placed this and created an adjacency, so I can gain 2 resources. Oh, I didn't even grab these either, did I? For those 2 cities, I am way behind. So 1, 2 adjacencies, 3, and then 4, and then 5. I get 5 resources. Man, I forgot all about that. Well, technically I passed for this generation, but, oh, and that happened after I passed. I would have had 4. So, okay, I stay past. I'm going to take 9, I guess if that's the case, I'm going to take 5 plants. That's what I want. So retcon that a little bit, but that's okay. So I've already passed. Let's let the MarsBot go again. And we have Energy Market, and that is a power tag that has floaters on it, and we're not playing with floaters, so we can ignore that. So that's the end of this generation. Let's separate these cards out, 2 in the 10 or less pile and 2 in the expensive pile. And I can take this marker off my card, and I do production. I get 21 plus 24, so it's going to be 45. I really need to push that terraform rating up. 45. So I get 1 titanium, 1 plant. Energy turns into heat. Of course, I have supercapacitor, so I can decide not to if I wanted, but I do want that to turn into heat. I'll produce 1 energy and 1 heat. How much heat is this? 2, 4, 6. Make some change. All right, great. So let's pass the first player token back to MarsBot, advance the generation marker to generation 6, and take a look at some project cards here. So top 4. Hey, place an ocean would be nice. 2, 3. 3 for MarsBot plus a bonus card. We'll shuffle them up a little bit. Lava tube settlements. I could place a city, but I'd have to decrease my energy production, gain mega credit production. I don't really need to do that. Advanced ecosystem. I don't know that I really care about that one. That's probably shuffled. And this one's kind of doing microbe stuff. Oh, it's got an earth tag. Man, is that worth it? Yeah, I guess I will go for it for that reason. I don't know if that's a very good reason, but this is going to cost me 6 mega credits. And just add these to my hand down here. I am second, so let's flip the first MarsBot card. And it is fueled generators. So first it's a power card, or a power tag, and there's a white cube here. So that means we're just going to draw and resolve another project card. And so we've got this one here with an earth tag and an animal tag. So earth tag goes up and then advance again, and that is build a city. So MarsBot wants to place a city adjacent to as much existing greenery as possible, but that's not going to be possible. There's no existing greenery adjacent to a valid city placement option. So then adjacent to the most ocean tiles is going to be right here. That's where it wants its city. There is one resource there, so it gains a resource. And then 2 and 2, so another, just give it a 5. All right, so it placed a city, and then animal tag. So we go up on this track, that's blank. And now, that was just the power tag. Now we do the building tag, and that also has a white cube. So we're going to draw and resolve another project card. And this one also has 2 tags. This is not very good for me. So a Jovian tag is first. So that's going to go up here, and that says advance again, and that is fund a milestone. And the only one available is Metallurgist, and it is well beyond where it needs to be for that. It's got 5 plus 6 is 11, and that total just needs to be 7 or more. So it's going to fund that one. Let's do this. And that is the third milestone, so that's it for those. And we don't really need to worry about it now, so I'll take these 2 covering tiles back off. And that was just the Jovian tag. So now we go to the space tag, we advance that track, and MarsBot is going to build another city. And so following the same criteria as before, the 2 spaces it is interested in are this one, and there's nothing separating them. So we're just going to draw another card, and if it is a odd cost, it'll build here, and an even cost, it'll build here. All right, so the cost here is 16. This is even. This goes in the discard pile. It doesn't get to keep this one. Even, so it's going to build a city down here. And it gains 2 more resources for being adjacent to the ocean there. And we'll put a cube on it. Okay. Well, that was a big turn for MarsBot. That was 1 card. So I'm going to start with Subterranean Reservoir. That costs 11, 10, 11, and I can place an ocean tile. So I will do that right here. I get 2 plants for that. And I advance this up to 25. Great. And now I will spend 8 plants to place a greenery. And I'll slide that right in there. So that's going to do a few things. First, I get 2 mega credits for being adjacent to that ocean. And then how many adjacencies will this create? Just one adjacency here. So I get 1 more resource. And I think I want another plant, please, for the adjacency. And now the oxygen goes up, so my terraform rating goes up. So we're at 4% oxygen. I still need 2 more steps for small animals. But some of this stuff is starting to come together. Okay, I terraformed a couple things. That's good. Let's keep that trajectory going. But that was 2 actions, so we're back to MarsBot. We'll flip the next card. And we've got AI Central, so that's going to be a science tag and then a building tag. So the science tag, we go up, and that says build a greenery. And that's going to go right there because it's adjacent to 2 of its own cities. So these greeneries are going to start coming up from everywhere. So there we go, a greenery there. Let's mark it. And then it's adjacent to 1 ocean tile, so that's 2 more resources. Give it a 5, take back these 3, and then actually give it a 10 and take back these 5s. All right, and then oxygen goes up, terraform rating goes up, and then the second tag is a building tag. So we go up here, and it wants to fund a milestone, but there's already 3 funded. It's maxed out, so that's a failed action. It gets 5 resources. So back to me again. So I guess now is the time for viral enhancers. I thought I wasn't going to keep it when I got it, but turns out it's all right now. So that's going to cost me 9. So let's spend 10, get 1 back. And the effect is when you play a plant, microbe, or an animal tag, including this microbe tag, either gain 1 plant or add 1 resource to that card. This card can't hold resources, so I'm going to gain a plant. So we've got that one right there. And now, since the temperature is at -16, I will play grass. So that costs 11. And my plant production goes up 1 step. I gain 3 plants, so I've got 4. I'll be at 7. Okay, 7 plants. And I played a plant tag, so because I have viral enhancers, I can gain 1 plant. So I'm up to 8 plants. That's great. That was 2 actions. Back to MarsBot. So we flip over this card. This is Astra Mechanica. This is 1 science tag, so we advance on that track. That is Milestone again. Can't do that. All of them are taken. So get 5 more resources. It's up to 40 resources. Typically, I end with MarsBot right around 100, but it definitely gets quicker as you go. So back to me again. I'm going to spend these 8 plants to place another greenery. And this is not really my preferred place to play it, but I'm going to put it here just to take that last spot around that local neural instance. So I get 2 energy for that placement, I believe. Is that what that said? Yes, 2 energy. And let's mark it. And oxygen goes up, so my terraform rating goes up. And I created 2 more adjacencies, so I get 2 more resources. Let's take 2 plants. Start pushing these plants. And oxygen is at 6 now, so I'm going to play small animals. That costs 6. Get 4 back, and I've got 4 here. That's 8. 8. So this says requires 6% oxygen, decrease any plant production 1 step. So this is how this works. This goes down 1 step. And then we mark with their own cube where it came from. So it's had that space before. So when MarsBot gets back up to that space, it does not get the bonus there again. So I'm going to try and push down that track a little bit. So I've played this. This one can hold resources. So maybe let me put it over here. Move this one here. And I can actually just slide this all over a little bit too. Just cleaning up the play area. Got to do that from time to time. And so I played something with an animal tag. So the question is, do I want to add an animal here or do I want to gain a plant because I have viral enhancers? And all this card does is it allows me to add an animal to the card every generation, and every 2 here is worth a victory point at the end. So do I want half a victory point or do I want another plant? And actually, I want the plant. I'm pretty confident on that. So that was 2 actions. Back to MarsBot. Let's flip this over. And this is the bonus card for the round. Expedited Construction. If a city tile can be placed adjacent to 2 or more greenery tiles or ocean tiles, MarsBot places a city there and destroys this card, otherwise no effect. MarsBot, you're a real jerk. So they're going to place a city here. So they're going to get 2 plants. 1, 2, plus they're adjacent to the ocean. 1, 2. Let's mark it. And that created an adjacency, so I get 1 more resource. I'll take another plant, thank you very much. And now this card gets destroyed, so we won't see it again. And now MarsBot passes for the generation, but I can keep going. So let me start taking some other actions. Let's add an animal to this card. Let's spend 1 energy to draw a card. Titanium mine, increase titanium production 1 step. I don't think I'm going to need to do that. So I'll just put that in my hand. I'll sell it at some point. Let's go ahead and play this card now, which has an earth tag, so I paid 2 less for it. Whoopsie. I paid 2 less for it, so it's going to cost me 6. 5, 6. And I immediately gain 3 plants. 1, 2, 3. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the effect is when I gain a microbe to any card, I gain 1 mega credit. I don't know if I'll be gaining any microbes, but there you go. And because I just played a microbe card and I have viral enhancers, I can also gain a plant. So now I'm up to 8 plants. So let's go ahead and spend these 8 plants to place another greenery. I'm going to do that down here adjacent to my city and also along the edge of the map. I didn't create any new adjacencies with opponent tiles, but that does raise the oxygen up to 7, and I can advance my terraform rating. And I think that's about all I can do. It's looking pretty dicey, I think. The Terraform rating track is not looking great. I don't love the way the map looks. There are a lot of cities out there. MarsBot is starting to get close to maybe funding an award, and I don't love that idea either. So I might need to fund an award before they can. I might need to just fund like 3 awards so I get to at least pick which ones are in play. MarsBot's already got 5 more cities than me, so I really don't want this one. And I don't think I can compete on Incorporator. I might be able to compete on Botanist. If I can get some plant production, that would be awesome. Investor, I might have a chance. Suburban is kind of tough right now, but I might be able to pull that off too. So if I was going to fund 3, it would be those 3. I don't know if that's what I want to do though. But that's going to be it for this generation. So let's take these markers off of these cards and do some production. So I need 21 mega credits here, plus my Terraform rating is 28, 25, another 3. Let's just take 2 and a 5. Okay, 1 titanium production, 2 plant production. Energy, do I want to turn that into heat? Yes, I do. I want to do that for both of those. And then produce 1 energy and 1 heat. And now we will pass the first player token to me. We advance the generation marker from 6 to 7. Oh, and we've got to clear these. Let's sort them real quick. Man, that's a lot of cards. 7, 21, 41. Holy cow. 10, 1. So that's 3 more cards in the Incorporator pile. I definitely don't want to compete on that. It's just not going to happen. 41 mega credits, huh? What is this? IO Mining Industries. Goodness gracious. So let's take a look at some project cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that deck's about empty. 1 bonus card. This is the last one. So we'll start shuffling these up. Oh, Capital. That's a fun card. Immigrant City. Okay, well, I can start going nuts on some cities, but I still won't be able to compete on Metropolis. I don't know if that's worth it. Release of inert gas is pretty pricey for what it is. And yeah, St. Joseph of Cupertino Mission. I don't know. I don't think any of these make sense. So let's pass on all of those. And I get to start. I can't play birds. I don't intend to play titanium mine. So I guess I'm doing standard projects this time. What do I have? 40, 51 mega credits. So I don't know if this is the best use of my money, but let's spend 25 mega credits on another standard project to build a city. So mega credit production goes up, and I'm going to put a city right here. I think that's a good spot. I can put some greeneries around it. That'll be nice. That's on the edge of the map. It does some good things. It's kind of expensive for what it is, but I didn't have a better way to do it. And so my other options are I'd like to spend probably 23 mega credits to place a greenery right there, because then I can advance the oxygen track and then also advance the temperature track. That would be nice to get that bonus. But at the same time, I'd like to spend my 1 energy to draw a card just to see what my options are before I spend all my mega credits. So the only danger in that is if MarsBot draws a building tag, they will build a greenery and they'll get the bonus before me. And I think building tags are pretty prevalent, so that's kind of a risk, but I'm not real good at assessing risks either. So yeah, what the heck? Let's spend the energy. Let's see what my options are with another card. And what is this? A science tag and a microbe tag. What does this do? Regolith Eaters. Action, add 1 microbe to this card or remove 2 microbes from this card to take oxygen level, or to increase oxygen level 1 step. So that's kind of interesting because I can, when I add a microbe to this card, well, I guess that won't really stack. When I add a microbe to this card, I would just also gain a mega credit. I was thinking maybe I could get 2 microbes at a time, but that's not going to be the case. So at most, I could raise the oxygen like twice at most. I don't know if it would even be that much. But anyway, that card's in my hand. That was my second turn, or my second action. So MarsBot gets to go. Come on, no building tag. All right, science. Advanced alloys. So the science track advances, and that is blank. Great. So with that being the case, let's spend 23. I get 2 back. Mega credits to build a greenery, and we'll do that right there. So I get 2 steel. I actually do have steel now. And that'll be worth a few points at the end of the game. We mark it. Oxygen goes up, so terraform rating goes up, and then I get the temperature bonus, so we go from negative 16 to negative 14, so my TR goes up again. And that was my first action, and I'm just going to take the 1 and pass it back to MarsBot. And we have Protected Valley, so that is a plant tag and a building tag. So the plant tag advances on this track. We just remove that red cube, no bonus gained, because that has already been gained before. And then the building tag, this advances, and greenery is going to be placed. So MarsBot is going to put that greenery right here, touching its 2 cities, gaining 1 resource. That is the 5th. And now we mark it. That didn't create any new adjacencies either. Oxygen goes up, TR goes up. All right, and now it's back to me, my turn. And I'm going to spend 8 heat, 5, 6, 7, 8 to raise the temperature 1 step. So go from negative 14 to negative 12. TR goes up, and then I'll let MarsBot go. I'm just going to draw it out. We've got the bonus card over achievement. Don't love that. MarsBot claims a milestone if able, then destroys this card. Well, it's not able to. What else? If it's the 6th generation or later, which it is, it's generation 7, MarsBot funds the award in which it is the most ahead of you. Oh, man. And then destroys this card. So I think that's what it's going to do. So let's check these. Suburban, how many does MarsBot have on the outside? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I've tied it. That's nice. So this one's tied. Investor, so let's look at the Earth track. They are at 8. And how many Earth tags do I have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the wild. So ahead by 1. Now we'll check this botanist one. My plant production is at 2, and MarsBot is now at space 3 on that track. So also ahead by 1. Okay, Incorporator. How many cards have been played at 10 or less cost? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Compared to, oh boy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Are there any here? 17. 17 to 11, so ahead by 6. And then Metropolis, how many cities do I have? 1, 2 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So ahead by 4. So that's going to be Incorporator. Some of these are closer than I thought, though. Incorporator's a lost cause, though. So fund that award, and then this card gets destroyed. So that's gone. Okay. I should have maybe funded one myself earlier, but didn't. So now it's back to me, and let's just take this action to add an animal to this card there. And I'll let MarsBot go again. What have we got here? A plant tag and a building tag. Okay, so plant goes up. That's blank. Is that blank? Yeah, that's blank. Okay. And building goes up. Oh, no, and another award. Boy, that got away from me. So we just went through this exercise. That's going to be Metropolis. I got to build some cities, I guess. I don't think that's worth it, though. Boy, that stinks. I've got to make sure I get at least 1 award. So back to me, but I don't have anything reasonable to do. So let's do production. I get 22 mega credits here. 20, take the 3, make a 5, and then another 31 for my terraform rating. No steel, 1 titanium, which makes 5. 2 plants. No energy to turn into heat, but I gain 1 energy and 1 heat. I can take these markers off of my cards, pass the first player token over here. Let's sort out these cards. 2 of them are expensive, and 1 goes towards Incorporator. And now we advance the generation marker to 8, and I need to draw some cards. That seems like plenty. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 for MarsBot. And we need to shuffle the remaining bonus cards. There are 5. 3 of them have been destroyed up until this point. So shuffle these around. Okay, grab the top one. Add it to the project cards for this round. And what do we have? Convoy from Europa. It's Ocean and a card draw. Okay. Inventors Guild action. Look at the next card and either buy it or discard it. Energy tapping is not something I'm really interested in. Decrease MarsBot's power production by 1 to increase mine by 1, and then -1 victory point. I mean, I guess it's cheap, so it can help me with Incorporator, but I was pretty behind on that. And then Aqueduct Systems. It's like gain 3 cards with building tags. I don't think that's so great. I mean, buying and playing these 3 cards would cost me 30 mega credits in total, and that would just be to compete on Incorporator. There's no way that's worth it. I don't really want these. So I am just going to buy Convoy from Europa. I think that's a decent one. So I spend 3, get 2 back. This goes into my hand. And MarsBot goes first this generation. So let's flip that card. And we've got a microbe tag, okay? So we advance this track, and MarsBot is going to build a greenery. And so they've got 2 spots here where they can be adjacent to their own city and adjacent to an ocean, and this one has an icon on it. So they're going to go there. With the greenery, they will gain 1, 2, 3 resources, 1 for the icon and 2 for the ocean adjacency. And now we mark it. Increase oxygen and terraform rating. So oxygen is at 10. That's getting pretty close. Oceans and temperature have a ways to go, though, and I'm kind of surprised on temperature. I just thought Helion would run away with it. And if anything, I'm fairly alarmed that the terraforming is not going fast enough, and if the game gets too drawn out, these resources are going to be worth way too much, and I'm going to lose that way. So why don't I start with this one, Convoy from Europa. That costs 15, and I've got 5 titanium here, so that'll cover the whole cost. So I get to place an ocean and draw a card. Let's place the ocean, and I'm actually going to place it here. So that gets me 1 plant. I've got 4, so that gets me up to 5 plants. And my terraform rating goes up. And draw a card. All right, so I get rover construction. I wish I had that earlier. Anytime any city tile is placed, I get 2 mega credits. And then I have solar logistics here. When any player plays a space event, I draw a card. So this goes away, and I get another card. And now I've got open city. Well, that kind of goes with that, so that's nice. Again, it's pretty expensive, and I don't know that I want to lose my energy production, but it could get me a city, which could be useful, but oxygen's not high enough. So that was 1 card play, even though I've got 1 more card than I did before now. And 70 tags, just a building tag. You know what? I think I will play this, though. Rover constructor. So that costs 8. I've got 4 here from steel, so I need another 4. And so anytime a city is built, I get 2 mega credits. There's got to be a way to organize this maybe a little bit cleaner. Yeah, why don't I put that a little bit higher? That's fine. So back to MarsBot now. And we've got 3 tags again. But it is a space event, so I get to draw a card when this is done. But we're going to get the Earth tag first. I don't like that. So this Earth tag goes up. There's a black cube there. So that's going to be raise the temperature 1 step. And then a space tag. So this goes up. That one has a Venus marker on it. We're not playing with that, so I just ignore it. And then a space event, an event. And that advances again, and that has floaters. We're not using floaters, so I can ignore that one. So space event was played. I get to draw another card. And it is Callisto Penal Mines. More mega credit production with some victory points attached. I don't know that that's a good use of my money, but now I have it. So back to me. This is going to hurt, but I'm going to spend 20 mega credits to fund the final award. I'm going with Suburban. I think I've got the best shot on that one. And then just to prove that I've got a good shot on that one, I am going to spend 25 mega credits on another city. I'm going to place that city here on this edge, gain 2 plants for that. Mark it. My mega credit production goes up 1, so it's up to 23. And this gives me a couple more good spots for greeneries that are on the edge. That's not a bad greenery spot. I've still got this one here, so good places to put some greeneries if I can get them down. But I think I'm ahead on the suburban one now as well. So 2 actions for me. Let's go to MarsBot. I've got the bonus card, Meteor Shower. Oh yeah, that one's going to hurt some. So you must lose 5 plants. 5 plants. If you lost at least 3 plants, or if an effect blocked you losing any plants, destroy this card. So that one's gone. Wasn't likely to see it again anyway, though. That one stinks. I needed those plants. So it's back to me. Let's spend this 1 energy to draw another card. Oh, and I've got Self-Replicating Robots. It's a neat card, but you got to get it into play pretty early to make good use of it. So I'll take that into my hand. I'll let MarsBot go again. And we have 1 plant tag, so we go up this track. Oh my goodness, and they're going to build another greenery. And that one is going to go right here, because that's adjacent to an ocean. So it gets 2 resources. So we take this 8, make it a 10. And we mark the greenery. This goes up, so this goes up. This is a new adjacency, so I get 1 resource, and I think I will take another, I was going to say, yeah, I think I need plant. Let's take the plant. So it's back to me again. Let's mark this card and another animal to it. And MarsBot has passed, so is there anything else I want to do? I probably want to just clean out some of these cards I'm not going to use. But I don't know. I guess I'll hold on to them. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind and want them later. So it's not that many mega credits different. So I'll pass. Let's take the markers off my cards. And now I can do production. I get 23 mega credits here. 23. Whoopsie. It's too many singles. I'll have to clear that out. And then another 32 for my Terraform rating. So there's 30. All right, how many singles do I have? And we'll just add 2 to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 9. Okay, I get 1 titanium, 2 plants. Just gets me back up to 5. No energy remaining. I get 1 energy and 1 heat. I'd love to start pushing heat, but I don't know how I would do that right now. What have we got here? 2 expensive ones and 1 cheap one. So the first player marker comes back to me. We advance the generation to generation 9. Let's draw some more cards. I'm in big trouble. I don't know how I'm going to terraform this planet at this point. Soil factory, Vesta shipyard, ice cap melting, and earth catapult. A little late for earth catapult. Grab a bonus card, mix it in. I think the only thing that makes sense is probably ice cap melting, but it's a while before I can play it. I'm scared there won't actually be any oceans left to place when the temperature gets that high. Yeah, I think I'm passing on all 4 of these again. I feel like it's been a while since I've had a good purchase. All right, so let's, standard projects, 15, 16, 17, too early to just be doing nothing but standard projects every generation. 18 to place an ocean, and we'll go right here. So I gain 2 mega credits for the ocean adjacency and 2 plants for the placement bonus. Up to 7 plants. Could use another. Terraform rating goes up, and let's spend the 1 energy here to draw another card. Got decent card draws, just not super helpful so far. This would have been nice earlier. Opponents may not remove your plants. Yeah, this is not a super useful card. That's go to my hand, but that's not going to get played. So that was 2 actions. MarsBot goes next. Boy, that's got a lot of tags. Okay, so a Jovian, that's going to be this track here. That's a blank space. And now a space tag, that is Milestone, and those have been done for a while, so that's a failed action. And now Power tag, which is this track again. There's a white cube there, so we remove the cube and draw and resolve another card. And so we have Fuel Factory. That's going to be 1 building tag, and MarsBot's going to build a city. And that is going to go right here. So that's going to be 2 resources for the plants that are there, 2 for the ocean adjacency, and then we mark it. All right, back to me. Man, a lot of cities. Look at all that. So I'm going to do 18 mecha credits again for another ocean. And that's going to go here. So again, 2 more plants and 2 mecha credits for the ocean adjacency. And my terraform rating goes up, 34. And now I'm going to spend 5, 6, 7, 8 plants to build a greenery. And that's going to go right here. That gets me 1 plant, 2 mega credits for the ocean adjacency. It'll mark it, and oxygen goes up, and terraform rating goes up. So oxygen is at 12. That was 2 actions from me, so back to MarsBot now. And we've got 1 building tag that has a Venus icon, so we just skip it. So I'm going to spend 25, 6, 7, 8, 28 mega credits to take 2 actions. Asteroid twice. So temperature goes from -10 to -8 to -6. I get 2 more terraform rating, and that was 2 actions. So back to MarsBot, and we've got the special card Lobbyists. Ooh, and that was a close one. So if the temperature global parameter is 1 to 2 steps away from a bonus or completion, MarsBot advances that 2 steps. We're 3 steps away from that bonus, so that was close. If oxygen is 1 to 2 steps away from a bonus or completion, MarsBot places a greenery tile. It raises oxygen 2 steps and destroys the card. Oh, so that's going to be it for oxygen, huh? So MarsBot's going to want to place that greenery here, adjacent to that ocean in that city. So 2 more mega credits for the ocean adjacency. There's no other bonus there. We mark it, and it raises oxygen 2 steps, so I suppose it gets 2 terraform rating. And now we destroy this card. Don't like that. I don't like anything MarsBot's doing over there. So now it's back to me, and it is looking pretty hopeless. I am going to add an animal over here. Hooray! And back to MarsBot, reveal this card. We have got a science tag and a building tag. So on the science track, we go up. MarsBot gets 2 more terraform rating. The building tag, we go up, and MarsBot places an ocean. And they want to be adjacent to as many oceans as possible. So this one is going to go right here, and they will get 4 more resources. Just take the 1 back. That's another 5. Take 2 of these 5s and make it 10. All right, and that goes up. So that was an ocean. How many are we up to here? 50, 65. Okay, let's see. We got 2 more oceans left to place. Oxygen's done. And how many steps on this temperature track? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps left. That's a big ask. So we're probably looking at 2 generations left if I push it pretty hard. But that's just what it is. So I don't think I have anything else I can do. Oh, I can do one thing. There's one thing I can catch up on. There's been at least 2 cities placed since I played this card. I think that city might have already been out, but definitely those 2. Every time a city is built, I get 2 mega credits. What am I doing? So get rid of 1, get me to 5. Got to pay attention to my bonuses here. Couldn't have done anything with that, but I still need it. So let's go into production. I get 23 from here and 37 from up there. 1, 2, 3, 30, 5, 6, 7, and 1 titanium, 2 plants, no energy left over, 1 energy, and 1 heat. So we'll take the markers off the cards, pass the first player token, and now we advance the generation marker from 9 to 10. Let's sort these cards out real quick. Let's see, 12, 12, 6, 32. So only 1. I don't know why I'm still keeping track. It's like the Incorporator Award is over. That is over. So let's draw these cards. Make them good. Make them good. 1, 2, potatoes. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 for MarsBot. I would love for this to end this generation, but I don't think that is anywhere close to happening. Moho Lake could be really useful, though. Place an ocean and raise the temperature and gain 3 plants. That would all be good stuff. Black polar dust. I don't know, maybe. Energy savings, interesting. I could increase my energy production 9 steps. That might have been a little more enticing a generation or 2 ago. I don't think I'm doing that. Definitely not potatoes. Forget that. Black polar dust. Yeah, I think I will get these 2. They're going to be pricey to play. It's going to cost me 6. But those might actually make sense. I like cards that make sense. I've got a lot of cards in my hand. I can't even see my hand right now. But MarsBot is going to go first this generation. And we start with the bonus card, and this is Corporate Competitions. This is the one specific to this map. So if MarsBot has at least 5 mega credits, which it definitely does, resolve the closest funded awards action. And if MarsBot takes an action, it loses 5 mega credits. Otherwise, it draws and resolves another bonus card. So I don't really need to count it up. I'm definitely losing on these 2, and I'm winning on this one. So let's see what the directions say. So for Suburban, this is the one that it needs to catch me on. MarsBot places a greenery tile on the edge of the board and raises oxygen 1 step. Well, the oxygen is already maxed, but it can still place a greenery. And if it's going to place one on the edge of the board, it would want one here, so it's at least next to one of its cities. So we'll do that. So it gets 1 resource for the steel that's there. We'll mark the greenery. The oxygen can't go up, so terraform rating doesn't go up. And then it loses 5 mega credits, right? Yep, and then we destroy this card. Oh no, we don't destroy this card. It just gets discarded. Okay, so that, I guess in theory, could come back. We're not going to see it again, but good to know. So what's the score on Suburbia now? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm still ahead by 1, and I plan on doing more around the edges, so I think I'll be okay. Oh, and I should not have purchased both of these. That was a huge mistake. I should have purchased only 1. Because I realize there's not enough oceans left to get enough use out of these and that bonus. But I guess this way I don't have to fight for the bonus, so fine. So let's play Moho Lake. That's going to cost 31. It's a little pricey. 31, okay. I don't have any steel that I can supplement that with. So I gain 3 plants. So I'm at 4. I need to go up to 7. And raise the temperature 1 step. So that goes up to -4. And place an ocean. So that's going to go here. And I get 1 plant and 2 mega credits for that location, and this goes up. And then this card also has an action that allows me to add a microbe or an animal to another card. And now for my next action, I will spend, well, I want to place a greenery, but maybe I should play this card right away because this will be my last chance to maybe get an ocean, because MarsBot has a few ways to do an ocean, and I would rather do it myself. So it's going to cost me 15. Here's 10 and 5 singles. And my mega credit production goes down 2. My heat production goes up 3, so it's up to 4 now. And I can place an ocean tile. So this one will give me the most mega credits. This one will give me the most plants. And this one kind of splits the difference, and I think that's the route I'm going to go. I don't know that I need the mega credits that much, but if I go for the 2 plants, like MarsBot's going to start placing all around here and get tons of resources for it, and I don't like that. So with this placement, I get 1 plant and 2 mega credits, and then I raise the terraform rating up to 40. So this has been played, and now that was 2 actions, so we go to MarsBot, but oxygen is done and oceans are done, so it's just temperature now, and it's got 6 steps to go before the game ends. All right, so this first card, we've got power and then building. So the power tag goes up, and MarsBot is going to build a greenery. And that one is going to go right here. That's adjacent to one of its cities. It can't be adjacent to more than one of its cities. That's not possible right now. And then this is also adjacent to the most oceans. So there's no placement bonus there, but it gets 4 resources for the ocean adjacencies. And oxygen is already maxed, so no terraform rating. And then we do the building track, and that is a blank space. So it's back to me. So I think I'm going to play birds now for 10 mega credits. And this has an animal tag, so because of viral enhancers, I can get a plant, or I can add an animal to it. I guess I'll think about that. I'll put it stuck. I'll put it here. So I can decrease any plant production 2 steps. So that's going to be MarsBot. 1, 2. I'll mark it. All right, so that should slow down its greeneries, I hope. And I will actually take a plant. I think that's what I want for my bonus. And now I'm going to spend 8 plants, 5, 6, 7, 8, to place a greenery. And there's other spots I want to get to, but I'm going to place it here just to make sure that I hold on to this award. So I'm on the outside here. So let's mark it. There was no placement bonuses, but I do get 2 mega credits for being adjacent to the ocean. So MarsBot goes now. And we've got a plant tag and a building tag. Is that what we just did? Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm sorry, power tag and building tag, not plant. So power, we've got an arrow, and then we go up, and it says place an ocean. All the oceans are placed, so that's a failed action, gets 5 resources. This is where it's going to start racking up resources. And now we do a building tag and going to do another greenery. And so it wants to place a greenery adjacent to its own, as many of its own cities as possible, while being adjacent to as fewest as mine as possible. So its only spots are this, this, and this, and then this one has the most icons, since none of those are adjacent to a ocean. So let's place that here. At least I didn't put an ocean there, so it's not getting paid on this one, but 1 resource, and mark it. And now it's back to me. And for some reason, I thought I was going to be able to place another greenery, but I don't know why I had that thought. That's not going to happen. So let's just take this card action to add an animal here. All right, let's pass it back to MarsBot and see what happens. So we've got 1 building tag. So MarsBot is going to build another city. Why would you do that, MarsBot? Come on. And this is really a nice place for a city. That's going to hurt. Right here is adjacent to the most greeneries possible. So it's going to get 2 resources for those 2 plants there, plus another 2 for the ocean adjacency. So we'll just take 1 and do a 5. So that's going to go right there. Man, that is it for me. I am toast. Look at this map. And MarsBot is done for this generation, so I can just keep going. Let's add an animal to another card, and it'll be this one. Let's add an animal to this card. That makes 5. I guess we might as well spend an energy and draw another card. Let's see what that looks like. When you play an Earth tag, you may pay 3 less for it. That would have been helpful long ago. So let's clear out this junk. I don't want that. I don't want titanium mine. I don't want regolith eaters. Callisto penal mines, I don't want that. Don't want open city. Asteroid deflection system, no. Self-replicating robots, no. So let's sell all these all at once now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mega credits. 5, 6, 7, and then make some change here. I've got 16 bucks. I might as well spend 14 to do another asteroid. As a standard project, we go up to -2. So temperature's got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times next generation in order to make it stop. I'll be able to get at least one from here, and I might have to pay for the rest with standard projects, which means it's going to be that many fewer greeneries I'll be placing. So this is going to be pretty grim when it comes to scoring time, I think. But let's move it along. So I can take these markers off the cards now and go to production. I've got 21 plus another 41. 21, 41. Okay. 1 titanium, 2 plants, 1 energy. There's no leftover energy. And now 4 heat. That's something, I guess. And we'll separate these back out. 2 of these go in this pile. 1 goes in this pile. And we pass the the first player token back to me. And now the generation marker goes to 11. So these are starting to get more valuable every generation now. Even more reason to try and bring this to a close. Let me draw 4 cards, hopefully my last 4 to look at. I'll put them down here where my hand was. And 1, 2, 3, 4 MarsBot. Plus the bonus card from the top of its deck. So we've got Artificial Lake, no need for that. Adaptation Technology, no need for that. Cupola City, no. And Snow Algae, I think it's a little late for all of those. So let's send them back once they came. And what really stinks here is looking at MarsBot's board, I can't really count on it to raise the temperature and finish the game this time. So I think I'm going to have to spend all my resources on it. And that means I won't be building greeneries, and that's going to hurt. It might be to my benefit to go one more generation, but I'm not confident of that, because with all the failed actions we're going to have, MarsBot's going to get a ton of resources. So let me start by spending 8 heat. 5, 6, 7, 8 to raise the temperature 1 step. I want to do that so MarsBot doesn't attempt it and get that failed action. So I don't get a bonus, but at least it keeps 5 resources out of MarsBot's hands. And then I suppose let's spend this energy and draw 1 card. Let's see if this is the win game card. Interstellar Colony Ship. It's just victory points. So I don't know if that's going to do it. I mean, 4 is a decent number, but it'd have to be a much bigger number than 4 to have an impact now. So let's check this first card. We've got a building tag. Okay, MarsBot raises the temperature 1 step. So it at least did something. But none of its other tracks are really anywhere near raising the temperature. So I'm going to have to do the other 3. What would that cost me in standard projects? 14, 28, 42. 42. So what's that leave me with left over? 22. Well, I can sort of do something with that. Let me spend 23 to place a greenery as a standard project. And surprisingly, I'm going to put it here. And that gains me 1 steel for some reason. And I can mark it. And the adjacencies now, that's 1, 2, 3 new adjacencies. So I can take 3 resources. I will take 1 mega credit and 2 plants. Which gets me up to 6 plants. I wasn't going to get to 8 either way. Oops, don't need that. Then we'll spend 14 mega credits to do an asteroid, raise the temperature 1 step, advance my terraform rating, and that was a couple actions, so we go to MarsBot. Oh, and another triple card. At least it's an Earth, or it's a space event, so I get card draw from that. So we start with an Earth tag, and that is going to make MarsBot build a city. Like, it really didn't need another one of those. It's going to go right there, I believe. Oh, no. It's going to go here, because that's adjacent to the most oceans. So that's going to get it 4 more resources. And we mark it. And since it built a city, I gain 2 mega credits. Do that card there. And then we have to do a space tag. So that's here. There's a white cube there, so it's going to be another project card. And we have geothermal power. So there's two tags here. So first is a power tag. That's a blank space. Then a building tag. That is also a blank space. And then we still need to do the event tag on the first card, which is here, advance again. And that is an ocean, which it can't place. So that's going to be a failed action. It gets 5 more resources. It is up to 84 resources. And honestly, the way things are going, it might win without the resources. Okay, I'm next. And for my 2 actions, I'm going to spend 25, 6, 7, 8, 28 resources to do 2 more asteroids. So 1, 2, 1, 2. This is officially the last generation. Put me out of my misery. I am so, well, fill in the blank. You know what I am. So that was 2 actions. Back to MarsBot. We've got Jovian and Space. So Jovian is going to be here. Oh, give me a break. Build another city. Come on. I'm running out of tiles. Oh, and you know what? That last city should have gone here. But it doesn't matter because the next one would have gone there anyway. So I did those 2 out of order. So 2 resources for the 2 steel that were there. Mark the city. I get 2 mega credits. Thank you very much. Was that just the Jovian tag? Oh yeah, I got another tag. Space tag. That would be an ocean. That's a failed action. So another 5 mega credits. We're up to 91 resources. Pretty typical number for the end of the game, from my experience. But that map is just devastating, and the awards do not help. So I can only do a few more things. Let's add an animal here, and then also add another animal there. A couple of victory points. I'll need every point I can get. Last card for MarsBot. It is a bonus card. MarsBot draws and resolves a project card from the project deck. Sure, why not? We have got 1 building tag. That is the last space on that track. So MarsBot gets 5 spaces on the TR track. I didn't need that to happen. So what else can I do? I can add an animal right there. And so I've got some titanium left over and a few mega credits and even a bonus on this earth tag, but it's not quite enough. I can't afford to play this card, which I would if I could, just for the 4 victory points, because I could definitely use them. So I'll keep it in my hand. It's not worth discarding. So I think I'm going to pass, and this is going to be the end of the game. So we do 1 more production, and the only thing that's going to matter for me, because we're not looking at any resources here, the only thing that matters is plants. So 2 of those, and I'm first player, so I can place 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 more greenery. And so we spend that, and let's place it. That's the last tile on that stack right here along the outside. That seems like a good spot for it. And let's see if MarsBot can place any greeneries. Do they have a greenery in the next slot of any of these? Just this one. So 1 more greenery for MarsBot. I got to get the rest of the tiles. I've never had to dip into the second stack playing solo before. So this is going to go either here or here, because that's adjacent to 2 cities each. Neither is adjacent to an ocean. Neither is on the outside. Neither has any icons. So I guess we're going to draw a card, odd number, even number. And it's even. So we're going right here. Makes absolutely no difference. All right. And that is the end of the game. We need to attempt to score this up. All right, so let's start with, I guess, milestones as we score this up. So it's going to be 5 for MarsBot, so from 52 to 57. 10 for narrator, from 45 to 55. All right, that'll be the last category I win. Let's do awards now. So Suburban, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for me, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for MarsBot. So I get 5 points on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Metropolis, oh my god, I don't even want to count that. 1 city, 2 cities, 3 for me, and MarsBot has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cities. That's remarkable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Incorporator, let's count it up just to do it. So how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and MarsBot has, I didn't even separate these last ones. None of these last 5 make it, okay. Number to beat is 12. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, I lost that one. As expected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now let's count up greeneries. Oh my goodness. We'll start with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I thought I had more than that. So from 60 to 69. Greeneries for MarsBot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 68, 78. Now, this is what's really going to kill me is the cities. So I've got, this one's worth 2. And this one's worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one's worth 3. So that's 10 in total. So go to here. Just take a look for a second. I'm ahead, right? Just get a glimpse of what that looks like. All right, MarsBot's cities. This one is worth 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 84, 94, 104. Oh no. We could do the local neural instance. One spot adjacent to it is not owned by me, so that's a point. Let's do cards. We can take these markers off. So this one has resources, and this one has resources. Other than that, let's look at the rest. Do we have anything good in here? Nothing. Any of these? 1, 2. Oh boy. Oh, and then -2. So back to 0. 1, 2. All right, so 2. 1, 2. This one is worth 1 point for every 2 animals here. There's 6 animals, so that's 3 points. 1, 2, 3. This one is 1 point per animal. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is 1 victory point for every 3rd city in play. So I already forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's going to be 4 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have already lost, not taking into account these 91 cubes. And we played with Prelude. It is generation 11, so 1 victory point for every 7 cubes. And I can't believe it got a multiple of 7. That's going to be another 13. 1, 2, 3, and 10. So the final score playing against Helion with the MarsBot Automa with Prelude on Utopia Planitia was MarsBot 118, Narrator 92. So easy victory for the MarsBot on that one. But, you know, if it's any consolation, I did nuke its neural instance, so eat it. But I did do what I promised I'd do. I played on one of the new maps. I used MarsBot with a corporation, and I did not show you anything useful strategically. But there you go. Hopefully that at least gives you some idea of what it's like to play with some of these different modules together. Now, in real time, this play took about 4.5 hours, and that's just playing. That wasn't setting up. That's just like recording time. I'm on 4.5 hours, so a lot longer than when I just play by myself. So I think I've mentioned this in the comments or elsewhere. You know, the original solo mode for me still definitely has a place. I like this solo mode. It does a good job, but the overhead, really like doubles the amount of time it takes me to play. I think I'm probably a little unique in that, I'll sit here and think a lot. I think probably most of you could play it quicker than me. I've obviously edited out all the sitting here and staring at the board, but I typically don't have 4.5 hours to spend on this game. So the other solo mode still gets played. And this one, definitely has a place too. I'll play this when I can, but it's fairly complicated for me to try and run. That's just my personal opinion on it. But again, if there's something that you would like to specifically see, let me know and I'll do my best to accommodate. In the meantime, I gotta get going, but if you're still here, please consider subscribing and liking the video and leaving some comments to let me know what your thoughts were. I always really appreciate those things. Don't forget you can also share this video with somebody else who might enjoy it. And if you'd like to see me play Terraforming Mars or other games and be able to read the cards on the table, I'm going to need a new camera, and you can help me get there by going to my Ko-fi page. That's ko-fi, link in the description. If you throw me a couple bucks, it'll go towards the camera fund. I've also got some merch. If you're watching on YouTube, that should be available below. Again, you can throw me a couple bucks that way, and that'll help me get to that camera so we can enjoy this in glorious 4K. So I don't ever know if you've seen a 26-point loss on Terraforming Mars in 4K. If that's something you'd like to see, I would sure appreciate the help. But that's what I've got for you this time. Thank you so much for watching Table for One. I may have lost, but I still had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.